Hey guys, for over a decade, Street Outlaws has stood as one of the most influential and adrenaline-fueled reality TV shows in automotive history. From its gritty beginnings on the streets of Oklahoma City to its massive national following, the series captured the heart and soul of underground street racing. But now, after years of burnouts, rivalries, and iconic races, the journey has reached its final chapter. The official end of Street Outlaws marks not just the conclusion of a TV show. It signifies the close of an era that redefined what car culture looked like on screen. When Street Outlaws first aired in 2013, few could have predicted the phenomenon it would become. The premise was raw and simple: real racers, real cars, and real competition on the streets. It wasn't about glitz or glamour. It was about horsepower, guts, and the pursuit of being number one. Led by familiar names like Big Chief, Murder Nova, Daddy Dave, and Monza, the show's Oklahoma City crew brought the underground street racing world into living rooms across America. At its core, Street Outlaws was about community and rivalry. The racers weren't actors. They were local legends who spent years building, breaking, and rebuilding their machines in garages and driveways. Viewers connected deeply with the authenticity. This wasn't polished racing. It was dirty, dangerous, and unpredictable. And that's what made it magic. As the show gained popularity, the Street Outlaws universe expanded. Spin-offs like No Prep Kings, Fastest in America, and Memphis introduced new formats and rival crews from around the country. The races moved from dark industrial streets to sanctioned tracks, but the heart of the show remained the same: competition, pride, and passion. For fans, each episode became a ritual, tuning in to see the latest builds, grudge matches, and storylines that mirrored the ups and downs of real racers. The excitement was electric, and the personalities unforgettable. Big Chief's calm intensity, Murder Nova's loyalty and skill, Daddy Dave's relentless drive, and Kai Kelly's southern swagger turned them into household names in the racing community. But as the years rolled on, change was inevitable. Cars evolved, rules shifted, and new faces joined the ranks. The show grew bigger, but some fans missed the simplicity of the early days, the raw street scenes that started it all. This final season of Street Outlaws feels unlike any before. For one, the ratings themselves became a reflection of the show's changing times. Earlier episodes of this season drew modest numbers: 213,000 viewers for the premiere, followed by 182,000 the next week, the lowest in the show's long run. Then, oddly enough, the numbers for the subsequent episodes simply disappeared. No public reports, no industry updates. It's as if the data vanished into the same shadows where the show was born. But the lack of ratings tells a deeper story. The end of Street Outlaws isn't about numbers, it's about legacy. The fans who've followed this show for years don't need statistics to validate what it meant to them. They've watched these drivers risk it all, build from scratch, and chase dreams on four wheels. The finale isn't measured in viewers, it's measured in memories. What makes this ending so surreal is the strange time gap between real-life events and the episodes airing on TV. As fans have noted, much of what we're seeing now was filmed years ago. Many of the cars have since been rebuilt, sold, or retired. Some of the drivers have moved on to other ventures, racing programs, or personal projects. Watching these final episodes feels almost like opening a time capsule, a glimpse into a world that once was. And that's what makes this moment bittersweet. The show we're watching isn't just ending, it already ended in a way, and now we're witnessing its final echoes. For die-hard fans, the realization that this is truly the last time we'll see these drivers and cars on TV is hitting hard. Once the final credits roll, that's it. No more Dave versus Murder Nova battles under the lights, no more Kai Kelly dominating on asphalt, no more OKC versus the world. These racers might still post on social media or make appearances at events, but the Street Outlaws era of television is closing for good. It's a strange feeling, nostalgia mixed with disbelief. Fans spent over 10 years following these personalities, celebrating victories, mourning losses, and watching friendships evolve under the pressure of competition. For many, it feels like saying goodbye to old friends. And yet, the show's end doesn't come with the drama or spectacle one might expect. There's no massive farewell special or grand finale event. Instead, it's a quiet fade-out, a slow realization that we're watching history conclude, one episode at a time. It's this quietness that makes it hit even harder. As one fan put it, it doesn't feel real yet. But once that final episode airs, it's going to sink in. When people look back on Street Outlaws, they'll remember it not just as a show, but as a movement. It gave underground racers a platform. It showcased mechanical skill, innovation, and teamwork in ways no scripted series could ever replicate. It inspired countless fans to pick up wrenches, build their own cars, and chase speed for themselves. The show also shifted how automotive television was made. Before Street Outlaws, most car shows were either restoration-based or manufacturer-focused. Street Outlaws broke that mold entirely. It was about the racers, the people, and the personal stakes behind every run. It combined storytelling, real competition, and a hint of danger into a formula that viewers couldn't get enough of. Even when ratings dipped or formats changed, Street Outlaws maintained a fiercely loyal following. The fans stuck around through every spin-off, controversy, and rebuild. Because at its heart, it was never about fame or money, it was about racing. And that's what makes this ending feel fitting. Just like a racer who knows when to lift off the throttle, the show is bowing out gracefully, leaving behind burnt rubber and unforgettable memories. While Street Outlaws the show may be ending, its spirit will continue to live on. The racers themselves aren't done. Many of them still compete in local and national events, post updates on YouTube, and interact with fans online. The No Prep King series, which grew out of Street Outlaws, has taken on a life of its own, keeping the racing community connected and thriving. Fans will still see familiar faces behind the wheel, but the magic of seeing the whole crew together on TV, that chapter is closed. As one of the show's longtime followers put it, we can still watch them race, but it'll never feel the same as seeing it all come together on Monday nights. So here we are, at the finish line. No more callouts, no more list shakeups, no more 405 showdown nights. Just memories of the roar of engines, the glow of taillights, and the unfiltered passion that defined a generation of car enthusiasts. The end of Street Outlaws isn't just the end of a show, it's the end of a cultural moment. It gave a face and voice to the underground racers who lived for speed and competition. It showed the world that heroes can come from garages, that legends are built from busted knuckles and late nights, and that family can be forged in tire smoke. It's hard to say goodbye, but maybe that's what makes this finale so perfect. Like every great race, it's not about how it ends, it's about the journey it took to get there. Street Outlaws may be leaving our screens, but its legacy is eternal. The racers, the cars, the competition, they'll live on in the hearts of fans who will never forget the roar of the streets that started it all. The finish line has been crossed, but the legend of Street Outlaws will never stop running. Even as the curtain falls, it's impossible not to feel grateful for what Street Outlaws accomplished over its remarkable run. The show didn't just entertain, it educated. Viewers learned about tuning, chassis setup, turbo systems, nitrous, and the endless ingenuity required to shave tenths of a second off a pass. Countless fans who had never picked up a wrench before found themselves building their own street or drag cars, inspired by what they saw on TV. In that sense, Street Outlaws didn't just document a culture, it helped grow one. It brought together a community that spanned across garages, forums, racetracks, and social media pages all over the world. Beyond the cars, what kept fans watching for so many years were the people behind them. These weren't Hollywood stars, they were everyday men and women chasing something bigger than themselves. You saw their struggles, their triumphs, and their heartbreaks. You saw friendships tested, rivalries born, and respect earned one race at a time. That authenticity was the lifeblood of the show. When you watched Big Chief and Murder Nova line up, or when Kai Kelly called someone out, it wasn't just about winning or losing, it was about pride, passion, and legacy. That emotional connection between racers and viewers is something very few reality shows have ever achieved. Another reason the end feels so significant is that Street Outlaws became more than just a show. It became a way of life. Car meets, fan events, and drag races across the country started carrying the Street Outlaws name. The logo appeared on t-shirts, toolboxes, and even kids' toy cars. For fans, being part of that community meant being part of something raw and real. You didn't have to be from Oklahoma City or Memphis, you just had to love racing. And now, as this final season winds down, that shared identity feels like it's coming to a close. Fans are mourning not just a show, but a culture that felt like family. Still, endings often pave the way for new beginnings. Many of the Street Outlaws drivers have hinted at future projects, YouTube series, independent racing ventures, and collaborations that might carry the torch forward in new ways. The landscape of car entertainment is changing, moving more toward digital platforms where creators can tell their stories directly to fans. It's easy to imagine some of the show's stars thriving in that space, free to experiment without the constraints of network television. While we might not see them every Monday night on Discovery anymore, we'll almost certainly see their stories continue, just in new forms. For Discovery Channel, the conclusion of Street Outlaws also signals the end of one of its longest and most influential unscripted series. Over the years, the network experimented with countless formats, but few matched the staying power or cultural footprint of Street Outlaws. It managed to balance the thrill of competition with the relatability of real people, something that's become increasingly rare in the modern TV landscape. As the final episodes air, it's clear that the show's impact will linger long after the last burnout fades. The producers, crew, and racers built something that transcended television. It became a piece of American car culture history. So as we look back on more than a decade of racing, rivalry, and raw emotion, one thing becomes crystal clear: Street Outlaws may be ending, but its spirit will never die. The sound of roaring engines, the flash of taillights disappearing into the night, and the brotherhood of racers united by competition, those things can't be scripted or replaced. They live on in every fan who ever stayed up late to watch a list race, in every kid who dreamed of building their own car, and in every racer who still lines up at a light with something to prove. The road ahead may be uncertain, but the legacy of Street Outlaws ensures that the heartbeat of American street racing will keep pounding louder than ever.